Thunder's choice? Have an easier path to the Western Conference Finals or an easier path through the Western Conference Finals? I'm Mike Sherman. He's Darnell Mayberry, and we're going Thunder Cover. Thunder Cover is sponsored by Byford Buick GMC. Nobody treats you better than Byford. Darnell, we're talking about the Thunder's postseason path. The question now comes, do you want the number 1 seed or the number 2 seed? Do you want the easier road to the Western Conference Finals or an easier road once you're in the Western Conference Finals? Explain it.
Well, for weeks I've said the Thunder should probably go for the 1 seed and get home court advantage through the Western Conference Finals. That means any Game 7 will be on Oklahoma City's court. I'm sort of changing my mind on that. I think it's probably an easier task to get through the Western Conference Finals by going through teams like Denver, Phoenix, Houston, and then, say, the Lakers in the second round. And then you got the Spurs, even though Game 7 will be on their court, as opposed to going through Memphis in the second round and then the Spurs, even though you have Game 7 on your place. You have Dallas in the first round. I think that could be tough, but I think you just need to try to get to the playoffs and try to get as many wins as you can. And I think the easier road to do that, that's the best way to do it.
Well, and then there's the team called the Los Angeles Clippers, and it looks like that first round series, 4 versus 5, Clippers, Memphis, that's the most intriguing of the Western Conference. But the Thunder really doesn't match up all that well with either of those teams. You're saying that as the 2 seed, there's a high chance they'd never even have to face them.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the 2 seed right now, 7 seed, maybe Dallas. I mean, it's in flux right now, but a lot can happen in the last 4, 5, 6 games of the regular season. But for sure, we've seen in the regular season that the Thunder struggles with the Spurs, they struggle with the Mavs and the Grizzlies. The Clippers are also in that mix. So those are 4 teams that you really don't want to face until you really have to. If you have to take the lesser of all those evils, I think Dallas is the lesser.
Now, the lesser being the Dallas Mavericks, the defending champions in a first-round playoff series. The Thunder's had its troubles with the Mavericks, yet that's what they would be. There's a good chance, 2 versus 7, Mavericks, Oklahoma City. Talk about that series, how the recent meetings have shaped up, and how it might be different than last year.
Well, a lot of people are counting out the Dallas Mavericks just because they lost Tyson Chandler, they lost J.J. Barea, they lost Caron Butler, they lost Deshaun Stevenson. Those were all 4 tough guys, 3 of them really good defensive players, and J.J. Barea, we've seen even with him in Minnesota what he can do to this Thunder team. But I still think that the Mavs have a lot of experience, and Dirk Nowitzki, they've got a closer, and they've got a point guard in Jason Kidd who really knows how to settle things down and get people good shots on his team. And Jason Terry is one of the best fourth quarter scorers in the league. So I think the Thunder would still have their hands full with Dallas. Oh yeah, and they also have the memory of last year's Western Conference Finals. They know that they can beat this Thunder team, so they're not going to be intimidated. So I think that's still a tough matchup. But again, it's the lesser of all the evils.
Thanks, Darnell. That's all for this edition of Thunder Cover. Thunder Cover is sponsored by Byford Buick GMC. Nobody treats you better than Byford.